Apria Healthcare is one of America's largest and most experienced home care providers of tube feeding or enteral nutrition services and products. To meet our patients' unique needs, we use a variety of tube feeding pumps and provide them on your doctor's prescription. For most pumps, the best place for operation is mounted on an IV pole. The steps for mounting the pump clamp and pump to the pole are available in the accessories section of this DVD. All models have the same basic controls. Each pump has a power button to turn the unit on or off, and a graphic display screen used to set the pump and track feeding volumes. The controls used for setting the pump are located by the graphic display and will allow you to set the pump as prescribed by your doctor. For day-to-day use with the same feeding regimen, you can use the Keep Settings option. Remember, if your doctor changes your prescription in any way, or if your condition changes, please notify Apria Healthcare immediately. To load the pump set or tubing of the feeding bag into the pump, open the see-through cover so you can access the valve slots and pump rotor. This is often referred to as the Y-track. With the thumb tab pointed up and the round valve facing down, slide the valve into the valve slot to make sure that it is firmly seated. Next, grasp the black ringed tab, also known as the retainer. Gently wrap the stretchy portion of the tubing around the pump rotor, being careful not to overstretch it, and insert it securely into the other valve slot. Next, fill the feeding bag with the prescribed amount of formula. To ensure the accurate infusion of formula, keep the feeding bag close enough to the pump so that the top of the formula line is within 6 inches of the lid of the pump when infusing your feeding. This is covered in more detail in the feeding methods of this video. Now we are ready to prime the pump. Priming the pump allows us to remove all the air from the tubing of the feeding set. There are 2 ways to perform the prime: automatically, auto prime, or manually, hold to prime. If the auto prime option is chosen, the pump will prime the feeding line, and Auto Prime Complete will display on the screen. If the manual prime option is chosen, you will need to hold the option button down until the formula has reached the end of the tubing of the feeding set. Press Done when complete. Let's discuss how we can set the feed rate or check the settings and make changes if necessary. From the Set Loaded display screen, select Adjust Feed. The feeding rate can be entered using the control arrows beside the display screen. Use the appropriate arrows to adjust the feed rate. When the desired feed rate is set, press Enter. Now that the pump is primed and programmed, it's time to connect the end of the feeding set to the port of the patient's feeding tube so you can start the feeding. Once connected, select the Run option from the Set Loaded display screen. Running will be displayed at the top of the screen, and a small drop will scroll down the screen during operation. The pump has an alarm that you can hear and see. The alarm is designed to sound and light up if certain problems are detected with the pump. Feeding pumps are very reliable and have few problems, but occasionally they may stop working properly. Your delivery technician provided you with some basic troubleshooting tips. Please refer to the Tube Feeding Welcome Packet for a detailed guide or the manufacturer's product or operating manual, which may also be found on www.apria.com. If an equipment failure occurs, you should check for the following potential problems. Make sure the unit is not connected to an extension cord. Extension cords should never be used to power the unit. If the pump keeps alarming and showing a flow or feed error, first, check for kinked or blocked tubing. Then make sure the pump set is loaded properly and securely in the valves and rotor wheel. If you are reusing a bag, ensure it has been properly cleaned. It may be necessary to use a new bag. If the low battery alarm comes on even though the AC adapter is plugged in, check the adapter connection to the pump and make sure it is secure. Next, make sure the adapter is plugged securely into a live outlet. Keep in mind that it may be necessary to try a different outlet.